Hello everyone, my name is BEIBEI and I'm a final year undergraduate from University Science Malaysia. Today I'm excited to present my individual thesis project, Personalized Artificial Intelligence Recommendations and Consumer Purchase Decisions, a case study of AirAsia consumers. This research explores how personalized AI recommendations like those you see in AirAsia app might affect whether you actually buy a flight ticket. It's a topic that combines marketing, technology, and real consumer behavior. In recent years, AI has improved the operational efficiency of the aviation industry with technologies such as sentiment analysis and personalized recommendation, and realized more customer-centered strategies. Compared with traditional one-size-fits-all marketing, AI personalization has improved customer satisfaction, but the actual impact of the strategy on customers' purchasing behavior is still unclear. The purpose of the study is to explore whether the recommendation driven by AirAsia's AI efficiently affects the purchase decision. Although the adoption of AI in Asian airlines is still challenging, airlines are increasingly using machine learning and data to provide personalized travel advice, aiming to enhance user experience and improving conversion rate, so as to improve customer satisfaction and competitiveness. Under the multicultural background, the influence of personalized AI interaction on customer behavior is still unclear. We should also discuss whether the company should improve AI or find alternative methods. So the four research objects displayed guide this research. Evaluating users' view on personalization, trust in artificial intelligence is useful or is useless, and how this factor affects the purchase behavior on AirAsia platform. This study is grounded in the SOR model, which stands for Stimulus, Algorithms, and Response. In this context, personalized AI recommendations are the stimulus. They trigger a reaction. The internal beliefs of the customer like trust, usefulness, and attitude represent the algorithm stage. Then the final response is actual behavior, which in my study is the decision to make a purchase. Using this framework helps break down how external marketing tools affect internal feelings and actions. This is a conceptual framework used for my study. On the left, you see four independent variables: personalization, trust, usefulness, and attitude. All of these are hypothesized to influence the consumer purchase decision. Each hypothesis predicts that the variable has a positive impact. If the customer scores higher on one of these, they are more likely to buy. This framework guided both my questionnaire and the later analysis. For methodology, I used a quantitative approach. I distributed a questionnaire to 180 AirAsia users in Malaysia. The questions measured the four variables using Likert scales. For example, asking participants how strongly they agree with the statements about trust or usefulness. Then I used SPSS to analyze the data. The tests include descriptive statistics, reliability checks with Cronbach %27 alpha, correlation to explore relationship, and finally regression analysis to see the actual influence of each effect. Here's a quick look at who answered the survey. 2/3 were male, and the majority age range were 31 to 40. Nearly 90% were employed. Around 38% of them said they are using AirAsia app every 2 or 3 months. So I would say this sample reflects a tech-aware group who are very relative to the topic. Before analyzing, I check the reliability of each variable using Cronbach %27 alpha. This helps ensure the survey's questions for each factor are consistent and trustworthy. the results were good. All constructors scored above 0.78. Consumer purchase decision had the highest reliability, 0.937, which means respondents has very consistent opinions on that. Even the lowest score, which was personalization, was still acceptable. Next, I conduct a Pearson correlation analysis to examine how closely each variable is related to purchase decision. All four had positive correlation and were statistically significant. Personalization and trust had the strongest relationships, with correlation value over 0.9. Attitude had the lowest value at 0.5, but that's still considered a moderate relationship in social research. When we look at the coefficients, we can see that the trust had the biggest influence on purchase decisions. With a beta of 1.114, they show that people really care about whether they can rely on the system. Usefulness and personalization were also strong, while attitude had the smallest impact but was still statistically significant. So at the end, our four hypotheses were supported by the data. So what can we learn from the results? First, AI tools are useful, personalized, and really do encourage people to take action. Trust is the key, even more important than personalization. And although attitude had the smallest effect, it still matters emotionally. If someone feels uncomfortable with AI, they may avoid using it. Based on the findings, I recommend that AirAsia continue improving their personalization algorithms, but also focus on users' trust. Transparency about how data is used and stored is important. Also, real-time and dynamic recommendations will feel more relevant. Finally, collecting feedback and showing users that the system learns from them can improve both trust and satisfaction. Like all research, mine has limitations. The sample was limited to Malaysian AirAsia users. The method was purely quantitative, so we didn't go deep into user emotions or individual opinions. Also, I didn't include pricing or competitor as factors. Future research can address these points, compare different airlines, or explore user reactions over time. In conclusion, this study shows that AI recommendations are effective when users find them useful, feel safe trusting them, and see clear personalizations. If AirAsia keeps the focus on these elements, they can influence more purchase behavior in a positive way. That's all. Thanks for your listening and attention.